Hello, my name is Wenda and I'm from O'Neill Artworks. We specialize in fun files for Cricut Explorer and Maker machines. Today's video is an instructional video on how to assemble our Happy Hauntings Shadowbox. First, you start with all of your layers assembled, your double-sided foam adhesive, and your fairy lights, as shown. We're going to start with our project from the bottom up. I find it much easier to assemble working from the bottom to the top so that I don't run out of lights or everything is placed properly. Take out your double-sided foam adhesive and remove the protective layer so that you have one sticky side showing up, and leave these sticky strips on the base. Sometimes when I know I'm doing a whole project, I'll remove all of the protective layers so that they're easier to grab. We're going to take one strip at a time and simply put it along the edge of the bottom of your project. Each edge should have a sticky adhesive foam strip. Now it's time to unpack your fairy lights. Whoop whoop, my favorite part. So just take them out of the bag, remove the plastic tab, and turn them on to make sure that they work. Now we're going to carefully unravel them and sort of straighten them out into a straight line. They don't need to be perfectly straight. We just don't want any kinks or any kind of knots. And if you pull it, like I just did, you do sort of run the risk of a knot, so I'm going to gently unravel that. Now I'm going to turn them on so that I can see where they're sort of placed as I'm putting them down. You'll notice I'm using the adhesive, the stickiness of the adhesive, to kind of help me keep the lights in place. I'm also making sure that the lights are on the inside of my project, that there aren't any lights on the outside of the adhesive tape, the adhesive strips. And I'm going to go all the way around the edge of the bottom layer. Now I'm going to take my next layer, and without pressing it down, I want to kind of see where the lights land and make sure that there aren't any wires that are showing through my project area. So I'm just going to push those up, and now when I place the layer down, I'm going to gently push it into the double-sided adhesive strip that's below it, and you can see that I don't see any wires now. So now I'm just going to turn off the lights because I don't need them on right now. And I'm going to put double-sided adhesive foam strips on each edge of this layer. Now I'm going to take my next layer in the project and I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to gently push it down into the double-sided adhesive foam strips below. Now I'm going to do another adhesive foam layer. This layer is going to get all of the rest of the lights, and unfortunately I can see already that my camera is not actually going to catch where I'm placing the lights. So I'll explain to you that they're going across, back and forth, in, I would say, the bottom quarter part of the project. Yes, like this illustration. That's not barbed wire, that's me drawing lights. I'm using the adhesive to help me sort of keep the lights in place, except for this little part that's giving me a little problem, but it's just going back and forth with the lights on the inside of that sheet. And now I'm going to take my haunted house layer and I'm going to gently press that down into the adhesive strips that I've already put on the layer below. Yes, another 4 edges filled with adhesive foam strips. And now I'm going to take my Happy Hauntings layer. Unfortunately, you can't see that it says Happy Hauntings, so I just want to remind you, make sure that before you push it down, that the words are facing the correct direction, because sometimes when you're doing these projects, things get flip-flopped, and I'd hate for it to be like a mirror image, if you know what I mean. So you want it to say Happy Hauntings when you look at it. And then you're going to gently push that down into the adhesive foam strips that you've laid down. Now on this layer, we're going to put the adhesive foam strips again, but this time we're going to be really laser focused on getting them as close to the edge as possible. And the reason that we need to do that is because the next layer has some graphics in the corner and we don't want the white from the foam to show through. The last layer. This is the box, your homemade box. And what I'm doing, which is out of the frame of the camera, is I'm bending the layers for the box. And I have a little trick for helping get that last layer lined up properly. Bend it towards you so that you can line up the layer, that corner, and then gently press it into the double-sided adhesive foam strips below. Now we're going to flip it over, and this is the last thing that we have to do, and then we're done, and then you're completed. We're going to take the last 4 adhesive foam strips, double-sided adhesive foam strips, and we're going to put them on that outer flap on all 4 sides. See how I've put them on that outer flap there? And now I'm going to bend the flap. I could have pre-bent the flap. I didn't. You can, it doesn't matter. They're all perforated, so they're easy to bend. And now I'm going to fold them in on the lower perf. It's a bend, and then I'm going to sort of bring it over and pinch that adhesive foam into the back of the project. I'm not really happy with this one corner, but let's see how it looks. Oh, I just think that's so cool. Let me turn off the lights. See if we can get a better. Nice. Oh no, my bats are upside down. I'm gonna have to fix that. So I've taken off that layer. It has damaged the layer below because the double-sided tape is very sticky. But I think it'll be covered up, so I'm going to redo it real quick. I sped it up so that you don't have to sit through the whole thing again. And this time I'm going to be very careful to make sure that my bats are not upside down. Let me get that adhesive tape on the outer flap, and I'm going to fold and push down to seal it, and ta-da! Now that's what it's supposed to look like. This, believe it or not, is an easy to cut Cricut design. I cut this on my Cricut Maker. I also cut this on my Cricut Explorer 2. The top layer takes a bit of time because of the perforated edges, but it's an easy cut. It's super duper fun. I highly suggest it. Come visit me at my Etsy shop at O'Neill Artworks Design.